Tonight might have been Jordan Clarkson's last game as a Utah Jazz player, but I'll talk about that later. Right now, we got to celebrate the Utah Jazz beating the Oklahoma City Thunder 124-117. My man, Lauri Markkanen, showed up so clutch in the second half, specifically the third quarter, okay? So Lauri Markkanen had 11 points in the first quarter, 0 in the second, 17 points in the third quarter, and then 5 points in the fourth quarter. But he had a very clutch shot. I'm so happy with these past two games because it really embraced the future of the Jazz. The lineups that Will Hardy has had at the end has kind of been the people that fans want to keep, you know, Keyonte George, Kessler, Markkanen. But I got to give credit to another guy. John Collins had a great game. He had 22 points. He's been playing really well for the Jazz recently, so just good for him. And also you got Beanie Spence today, not Sporty Spence. We got to give credit to Chris Dunn as well. Chris Dunn locked down Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's averaging about 30 points a game, and we held him to under 30 points. We got 28 points for him, but he was like 3 for 12 or 3 for 10 in his last 10 shots. All thanks to Chris Dunn. Keyonte George. These past two nights have shown so much potential for Keyonte George. 16 points. He was 4 for 6 from the three-point line. He was 6 for 11 from the field goal. A lot of people have been worried about his ability to make shots and his splits and stuff, but these past two games, if he keeps it up, there's just no doubt he's going to be who we think he's going to become. I think this could be Jordan Clarkson's last game. The trade deadline is on Thursday. I can almost guarantee the Jazz are going to trade someone. I don't know who. Jordan Clarkson could stay. I didn't know if they were going to re-sign him or not this offseason, and they did. But apparently teams are looking out for people like Jordan Clarkson and Kelly Olynyk. Tony Jones of The Athletic reported today that Jordan Clarkson was okay with the trade to the Knicks if that were to happen. Apparently teams are wanting Kelly Olynyk, and I kind of predicted this, that contending teams will want someone like Jordan Clarkson or Kelly Olynyk. There's rumors out there that Boston wants Olynyk back, and Olynyk did have a really solid game, and I know that he's been great. Kelly Olynyk out of Utah could open up an opportunity for Taylor Hendricks minutes in the last 30 games or so. I really would have rather have seen him than Lucas Samanic tonight, but we won the game. That's okay. Some other trade rumors that have kind of been circling around is, what are we going to do with Talen Horton-Tucker? Does any team even want Talen Horton-Tucker, you know? So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. Some of the reports coming out, like I mentioned in my last video, Jazz have kind of been in contact with the Hawks about Javonte Murray. I've actually been watching the Hawks games recently, and I think that he would be a great addition to the Jazz, but after the past two games, if Keyonte George can keep up this play, they're kind of similar players. They're like the same build. I know Keyonte is a little bit smaller, but like they kind of do the same thing: shoot threes and pass the ball. So it's like, what do we bring in this veteran point guard, or do we trust Keyonte in his progression? And because I think the Jazz do want to make the playoffs, so we probably will have to make moves. Rumors about Jazz looking at Cam Thomas and Malik Bridges are from the Brooklyn Nets. Tonight they kind of got beat up by Dallas. I didn't see anything in them that was too interesting. I haven't watched them very much, but I've heard good things about them. So also today I shut the door on my cat and I forgot to check where the door was swinging, and it just went boom. So my ear is hurting. That's probably it's red. That's why I'm wearing the beanie. Me as a Utah Jazz fan, and as Sporty Spence 17, me personally, I want to see trades that make the Jazz better, not set us back. Because past two nights have been fun. We've shown that we can defeat really good teams. And I know both these teams were coming off back-to-back games, but they're still some of the best teams in the NBA. And we've just played so well against them. And Lauri Markkanen, I really wish he was an all-star. I mean, 33 points, 11 rebounds. He really only scored in 2 quarters. He was clutch tonight. He had a couple shots tonight where he created his own shot. I absolutely love to see that aspect of Lauri Markkanen grow as he's with the Utah Jazz. Remember those rumors about the Jazz trading Lauri Markkanen? Like, no one's talked about that the past, 2 weeks when they've been good, and he's just been scoring a lot. Like, he was a plus 15. Chris Dunn was plus 18. The rest of the team weren't even in the double digits in the plus minus. They're the reason why we won this game. We need to keep those players because we want to win games. At least I want to win games. I'm sure Danny Ainge wants to win games. I know he's looking at the future, but we can keep guys like Lauri Markkanen, Chris Dunn, Keyonte George, Walker Kessler for the future, and we can trade people like like Jordan Clarkson, Kelly Olynyk, Talen Horton-Tucker, even Colin Sexton we can trade. Because Colin Sexton, he has been playing great. He actually hasn't closed the past 2 nights. Keyonte George has been closing games. Sexton would have been closing games earlier on in the season, but I think Will Hardy's putting a trust in Keyonte George after he's been showing it. There's just so much that can happen between now and Thursday at, I think it's like 3 p.m. Utah time for the trade deadline. So I'm not sure. Woj, the NBA insider, has said that this trade deadline might be slow. I don't think it's going to be slow for the Jazz. I also want to see what the Lakers do. I want to see if they screw up their future anymore, because I just think that it would be hilarious if they keep going all in on LeBron, because they're clearly not going to win the championship this year, in my opinion. If Jordan Clarkson is to leave, it's been really fun to have Jordan Clarkson on the Jazz. He's the only one that's played for Quinn Snyder. He played in the great era of the Jazz, blowing double-digit leads. We've had a lot of fun moments with him, a lot of frustrating moments with him, but I think overall Jazz fans are going to be really appreciative of what Jordan Clarkson brought to the Jazz. He's loved Utah. He's done so many great things here. He's helped out the community. He loves the fans. He always appreciates being here in Utah. So I'm glad that he was a Jazz man, because once a Jazz man, always a Jazz man. I think Thursday we have to start looking a little more towards the future. Who knows, maybe a trade could set us back a little bit, but I just really want that 10th or 9th seed. I want to make the play-in tournament. I want to see Lauri Markkanen in the playoffs in a setting, because tonight felt pretty playoff-y. Now, I know playoffs are a completely different vibe from regular season games, but I think Lauri can provide some really awesome moments in playoffs for Jazz. The team decides to play team ball and pass to him, because tonight he's just been playing so good. He's been averaging like 32 minutes a game, but the past couple nights he's been higher 30s. I think he played like 38 minutes last night, 36 minutes. Like, imagine in a playoff game, he'd probably play 40 minutes. I could see Will Hardy letting him play 40 minutes. Super exciting past two games. The Jazz are 26-26. Yeah, again, trade deadline this Thursday coming up really quick. So what are the Jazz going to do? I want to know what you guys think. And also, can we just like drop a like for Chris Dunn? After this game tonight, he was like, I want to give my thanks to the fans and my teammates. Ollie Rowe was like, well, say something about yourself. You stopped Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from winning this game. And he was like, I don't have anything. I want to thank my teammates and the fans. And I was just blown away by those comments. We have some great people on the Jazz. So we're really, I'd like to say, blessed to have these people. So, all right, anyway, this video is running a little bit longer. Thank you all for your support. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. If you love all things Utah Jazz, make sure to subscribe and like. Have a good rest of your night or day whenever you're watching this. Take care.